Howdy folks, this is Ken Paramore, better known to my friends as simply Kenny P. Since my camera was in a housing and I didn't get audio, I decided to do some work with my editing program, and so here's a voiceover. Let's see if I can get this kayak down out of the roof rafters and we'll go from there. Well, got it down. That's the laziest dog I ever seen. Bella didn't help a bit. So with limited space in the garage, I thought overhead was the best option, and so that's what I did with some eye bolts, some hooks, some pulleys, and some rope, and I can pull her overhead. The first kayak, I went with a Pelican Tandem 130T Angler. Hoping that Bella would enjoy the ride along. So at 13 feet overall, there should be plenty of room for me and Bella, or me and another person, or just me and extra gear. This is my milk crate. Normally I'm a do-it-yourselfer, but since I bought the kayak new, I decided I would just purchase this fishing crate, milk crate, since I was already putting money into a brand new kayak. I would just go store-bought with it. Not me, usually, but this time it worked out. I installed two Railblazer rod holders, a paddle mount with a safety bungee. Here's a shot of the paracord going through the factory installed pad eyes in the floor, and through the scupper plugs and through both rod holders, so everything is secure in case that I was to roll the kayak. I installed these two pad eyes with bungee cord and some sealant, two pad eyes, and inside a quick disconnect hook to securely hold the paddle in the taco paddle holder. The pad eyes and the hook are installed with Yak Gear 3/16 inch tri-grip rivets. They are used for most light duty attachments with a waterproof sealant. Here's a close-up of the hook for the bungee for quick disconnect of the bungee over the taco paddle clip holder. This is a Railblazer starport mount that came with one of the Railblazer rod holders that I didn't use. The reason I didn't use it was I bought a vertical mount holder because I had to mount one of the rod holders on the starboard side where the paddle is mounted. So this one was left over, and so I mounted it up front in case I needed to mount a place for a camera boom or another fish holder at a later time. This was puzzling for me at first to see that they build a boat with holes in it intentionally. These, I learned, are called scupper holes, and on sit-on-top kayaks they allow water that enters the kayak to drain back out. The plugs are in case you don't want water entering in case the boat is heavily loaded. Just behind the rear seat are two flush mounted rod holders that came with the kayak. Very nice. My milk crate came as a kit and included two additional rod holders, which I mounted at about a 45-degree angle to keep the rod tips lower for going under limbs on the riverbanks, as well as a Velcro closure pouch on the front for holding your fish grips or your waterproof case with your cell phone, or for whatever you want to put in it. Really nice little milk crate kit. The anchor rope came on a plastic handle carrier. I installed a piece of pool noodle, rope, clip, and fill the pool noodle with Stay Soft spray foam for flotation in case it was dropped in the water. The hardest installation for me was mounting the anchor pulley assembly. The paper instructions that came with it were obviously written by non-English speaking Chinese. It did not match up with the diagram, so I went to Austin Canoe and Kayak, ACK, to their website, and they have an excellent YouTube video on mounting these anchor trolley kits, and that just made it a breeze. I went straight out to the garage and mounted it in about 10 minutes with absolutely no problems. If I had it to do over, I would mount it about 2 inches higher up from the water line, but it's fine where it is, and everything is has waterproof sealant under it. This zigzag cleat that came with the anchor trolley system is used to store the bottom line when not in use, to keep the tri-glide right close to you, and when you have the anchor in the position you want it in, it's used to anchor the top line to hold the tri-glide in place. From the rear of the boat all the way to the front of the boat. I know the camera didn't pick that up. It's sort of on the floor. There it is. Right up to within 6 inches. I think I mounted this from the front, and 6 inches on the rear pulley from the front of the boat. So you get really excellent anchor positioning for whatever the fishing conditions are. Dadgum lazy dog has turned into a camera hog. She's beautiful. I reckon she just wants to be on camera. She's taking over the project. So here is the position of the bottom line that the tri-glide is attached to for storage purposes, to keep the line tight and out of the way of snags while you're on the river rowing. Since this particular kayak has no inside access, the rod holders and other heavy-duty mounting hardware are mounted with well nuts. They are rubber with a flange on the top with a threaded brass ferrule inside, and you use a number 10 stainless steel screw that goes into the ferrule, and as you screw it down tight, it mushrooms the rubber inside against the plastic of the boat for a very secure fit. This was a great learning experience for me. I've never used that particular type of hardware before, and it was really interesting learning to mount it. The most difficult part was drilling holes in a brand new boat. Here's showing the way you can adjust the rod holders straight to the side at just about any angle, and they're also adjustable for straight out rod hold 45 or straight up. This is a more heavy duty zigzag anchor rope holder that's mounted with stainless steel self-tapping screws and waterproof sealant underneath. This is what the anchor rope will weave through to secure it while you're anchored on the river or the lake or wherever you're fishing. Here's a close-up of the taco paddle clip paddle holder and the bungee that I installed to secure it with, so it doesn't accidentally get knocked loose, which the paddle will be also have a leash on it at all times. That's something I've still got to add. That will be done very soon. This has really been a very fun exercise for me, learning new things and my first kayak, and I had an opportunity to really learn a lot of new stuff. And I'm sure as I start using the kayak for fishing that I will find additional accessories that I will need to mount. And there's the star of the show, Bella, my crazy Catahoula squirrel dog with the pale eyes and the blue merle coat. She's a hoot. There's a shot of just a few of the pecan trees that's on the property and a black walnut tree as well. All together in the yard and the pecan orchard. There's better than 40 trees on this property, so we have no shortage of squirrels, so Bella can stay busy and keep the fat run off of her. Keep the fat run off of me too. It's been a fun thing. Really enjoyed it. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope to see you later. God bless.